my way.
Has Mr. Bramante helped you with that?
Definitely. I think it's just a great lesson he's taught me is never to freak out over the little things because it's still little in the scheme of your whole life.
For a high school junior and her science teacher, the chemistry could not be better. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News, Greenwich, Connecticut.
And that's the overnight news for this Friday. For some of you, the news continues. For others, check back with us a little bit later for the morning news and, of course, CBS This Morning. From the Broadcast Center in New York City, I'm Scott Kelly.
CBS News, original reporting.
This is the CBS Overnight News.
Welcome to the Overnight News. I'm Vinita Nair. Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump is clawing his way back to the top of the pack. A national poll of likely GOP primary voters shows Trump at 26%, Ben Carson at 23%, and both Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio at 11%. The Trump campaign hopes to pick up even more steam this weekend when Trump hosts Saturday Night Live. The candidate predicts it'll be a big ratings bonanza, but his appearance is not without controversy. Vladimir Duthier has the story.
It was over the summer when NBC Universal fired Donald Trump from his show, The Celebrity Apprentice, over controversial comments about illegal immigrants. Now, Latino and pro-immigration groups are accusing the network of sending the wrong message by putting the billionaire back in the spotlight.
I would kill for a real man.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, hi, Donald Trump. Oh, nice to meet you.
Not everyone's swooning over Donald Trump's upcoming appearance on Saturday Night Live.
What do? We fight back.
Wednesday night, Latino groups delivered a petition to NBC Studios calling on SNL to fire the billionaire.
SNL should know better, NBC should know better, and bottom line is that as an undocumented immigrant, all I want to do is to contribute to my community.
It's the latest in a dump Trump movement that's inspired everything from ads to impassioned speeches on Capitol Hill.
When public figures cross certain lines, they should lose their privileges to host TV shows.
But Trump
Saturday Night Live
doesn't seem fazed.
You get the highest ratings ever. They don't cave. Why would they cave?
In a series of promos, he poked fun at himself and his rivals.
Because of equal time rules for television, Mr. Trump can only speak for 4 seconds in this promo.
So let me just say this. Ben Carson is a complete and total loser.
Ben Carson, who's leading in some polls, wasn't laughing.
I discovered when I was in grade school that those tactics really are for grade school.
Who is that under there?
The SNL stage has become somewhat of a campaign stop for those vying for the White House.
I wish you could be president. Yeah, me too.
With Hillary Clinton making a cameo just last month.
Saturday Night Live can be a real kingmaker in politics. It can show a different side of the candidate. It really can humanize the candidate. It can show them in a humorous light.
Where am I? NBC did not return our calls and emails for comment, but just to give you an idea of how far some of Trump's critics will go, one group is offering a bounty to any audience member who disrupts his live performance Saturday night.
No thank you. That is a response from the Uber driver whose dashboard camera caught a drunken passenger smacking him around last Friday. The passenger, Ben Golden, now faces criminal charges. He says he wants to apologize in person, but the driver says Golden can apologize in court. Carter Evans has the story.
The passenger is facing legal action not only from the driver, but also from the Orange County District Attorney. He admits he was drunk when he got into the car that night, but he also says what happened was inexcusable and out of character.
Let me tell you something, you all.
32-year-old Ben Golden says he has no memory of his violent behavior caught on camera during a Friday night Uber ride.
It's not me. In the video. You know, it's not me. And it was hard to watch, and I'm ashamed.
He says he lost count of how many drinks he had that night. Moments before the attack, the video shows him falling over in the back seat and arguing with his driver.
Get out of my car or I will call the police.
It's when he's ordered out of the car that Golden snaps.
Let me tell you something, you all. I'm not one to get in fights. I think a lot of people that I know were shocked by what they saw.
Driver Edward Caban used pepper spray to defend himself. He says he's afraid of Golden and has no intention of meeting him for an apology.
Call the police!
You know, he says that's not him, but that's the only him that I know.
that wasn't him, but it was him who had the first drink. And in the end, it was him that made the decision to beat me.
Golden was arrested shortly after he left the car.
So the next day, I got out of jail, and I was wondering, what happened. I didn't know what happened until I saw this video, and then my heart sank.
He's no longer a Taco Bell marketing executive. They fired him on Tuesday, and he's now facing 4 misdemeanor charges, including assault and battery, and could spend a year in jail.
And I've worked so hard, and I had a stupid night that is my fault, and I've thrown everything away.
I don't know whether he was crying because he was so shocked that it went viral. I don't know whether he's crying because he's been outed.
Caban is suing for at least $25,000 for assault and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
I'm going to make it right.
The driver has since left Uber. He says the company did nothing to prepare him to deal with drunk or violent passengers. As for Golden, he says he does not think he has a drinking problem, despite the fact that he pleaded guilty to a DUI 3 years ago in Kentucky.
Arizona Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake say they've uncovered a disturbing pattern of waste at the Pentagon. They call it paid patriotism, sending checks to sports teams to get them to host events honoring our troops. Jen Crawford has the story.
Oh, say, can you see? An Army reservist singing the national anthem.
Welcome Sergeant First Class Kyle Klopacki.
An Army sergeant dropping in from the rafters. And National Guard members unfurling the American flag. Honoring the military is commonplace in professional sports, but Senator Jeff Flake says some of these events are little more than marketing gimmicks.
Fans assume when they see these tributes that it's being done because of patriotism. To find out the taxpayers are paying for some of these, it just kind of cheapens the whole thing.
According to Flake and fellow Senator John McCain, the Defense Department has 122 marketing deals with pro sports teams worth $10.4 million. 72 of those deals had items the two Republicans called paid patriotism. Like the $7,500 the Milwaukee Brewers got. That covered award presentations on the field by National Guard members and ceremonial first pitches at 3 home games.
Department of Defense is always saying we're strapped for funds. Then we find out that in some cases they're paying for these paid tributes on the field.
Flake says some items were outright boondoggles, like the Air Force paying for 4 sideline season tickets to LA Galaxy games. And the National Guard paying for 40 lower-level center court seats at Indiana Pacers games. The White House says the spending is justified.
The Department of Defense would likely say that these kinds of relationships enhance their recruiting efforts.
The professional sports leagues deny being paid for on-field tributes. The NBA says we will perform an additional review to ensure that this is the case. Major League Baseball says it has encouraged teams to take steps to avoid any appearance that they are being paid. The NFL has launched an audit, adding, if we find that inappropriate payments were made, they will be refunded in full.
Now, the NHL had no comment. Major League Soccer told CBS This Morning that the ceremonies that it does honoring the armed forces are separate from the marketing agreements that it signed with the military. The Pentagon has promised it's going to end this practice, but the senators say they're still pushing legislation that would ban it.
The CBS Overnight News will be right back.
Laundry can wreak havoc on our clothes, ruining them forever. Sweaters stretch into muumuus, and pilled cardigans become pets. But it's not you, it's the laundry. Protect your clothes from stretching, fading, and fuzz with Downy Fabric Conditioner. It not only softens and freshens, it helps protect clothes from the damage of the wash. So your favorite clothes stay your favorite clothes. Downy Fabric Conditioner. Wash in the wow.
A gamer can be a professional.
Phil!
Oh.
Hey, man.
Hey, Peter.
Joanne, is that you?
It's me.
You don't look a day over 70, am I right?
If you're Peter Pan, you stay young forever. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Feel so young.
It's what you do.
You make me feel so spring has sprung.
Grandma, can you come out and play?
Sure, Ellie. Oh my, you might want to come here and help Grandma.
What's the matter, Grandma? Can't you stand?
Oh, sorry, honey. It's my knees. They don't work the way they used to.
Does this ever happen to you? Are you on Medicare? You may qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Call the health hotline to see if you qualify. Our friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. We also have braces for your shoulder, ankle, or back pain. And if you're covered by Medicare, you may qualify for free delivery.
Grandma, slow down. I can't keep up.
Maybe you can use a knee brace too, Ellie. Catch me if you can, kiddo.
Call now to get your pain-relieving knee brace.
Operators are standing by. Call 800-804-7060. That's 800-804-7060. Again, 800-804-7060. That's 800-804-7060.
Did you ever consider what you'd have to do if your electricity went out for a month? Perhaps a terror attack brings down the entire U.S. power grid. Well, for one noted journalist, Ted Koppel, that doomsday scenario is not the stuff of science fiction. Chip Reed reports for Sunday Morning.
When the lights go out, we usually know why.
Hurricane Sandy coming ashore on the East Coast.
Mother Nature is at it again. Most of the time, we manage to get through it. But what if the power went out in a number of states, affecting millions of people for weeks, even months?
As you were researching this, did you personally find yourself getting frightened?
I think frightened is a little bit too strong, but maybe I should have been. Yes, it's frightening. It is frightening enough that my wife and I decided we were going to buy enough freeze-dried food for all of our kids and their kids.
In his book, Lights Out, veteran journalist Ted Koppel paints a grim picture of a paralyzing power outage in the form of an all-out cyber attack on the nation's electrical grid.
Who are the potential perpetrators here? Who do we have to fear the most? Is it Russia, China, Iran, terrorists, individual actors?
All those. The interesting thing, Chip, is the ones who are most capable are the ones least likely to do it.
There are some experts who say they're already in.
Oh, they are in.
They are in.
There is no question about it.
They're into our grid.
They are already in the grid. I was told that by the former chief scientist of NSA. He stated categorically the Russians are in, the Chinese are in. The Iranians may be on the verge of getting in. And then at the bottom of the capability scale are folks like ISIS, terrorist groups.
The power grid is the system interconnecting North America's supply of electricity. If one area has particularly heavy demand, power from another region can sometimes serve as backup. The downside to all this? If a hacker manages to take down an entire grid, a huge portion of the country, along with parts of Canada, could go down with it. The primary reason? Like so much else these days, the grid relies heavily on the internet.
We have a sort of a joke in our security industry that there's no secure system. The only secure one is unplugged, turned off, and buried under 6 feet of concrete.
Larry Pesci should know. He's a cybersecurity consultant who gets paid to find glitches in business computer networks. In other words, he's a hacker who works for the good guys.
In the last 6 years, of me doing testing full-time, there has never been a customer that we've been to that we have not gotten in.
At 5:28 Tuesday evening, give or take a few seconds, an estimated 30 million people in the northeastern United States were plunged into an eerie blackness.
Wide-scale outages are nothing new. In 1965, a huge blackout in the Northeast left more than 30 million without power for almost 13 hours.
New Yorkers have taken it in stride, have they, as far as you've been able to see?
No, they haven't.
You gotta ask them that.
In 1977, New York City was plunged into darkness again, this time resulting in looting and other crimes.
There have been massive power outages, blackouts.
And in 2003, overgrown trees were partly to blame for a blackout that affected 8 states and part of Canada, some 50 million people. That one lasted up to 4 days in some areas. But our next electric failure could be just a keystroke away.
I'm not sure I know why it hasn't happened yet. It's definitely not for lack of capability on various parts, whether it be us or an enemy. I think it comes down to timing, and I think we need to make the right people mad at the right time.
You would think the one entity that would be ready for something like this is the Department of Homeland Security.
Yes.
Are they ready?
No. I mean, I've talked to every former Secretary of Homeland Security, and they all acknowledge there is no plan.
He says the current secretary, Jay Johnson, didn't offer much guidance either.
You described the conversation as prickly at one point.
Well, it got prickly because I kept asking, what's the plan? Why wait until disaster strikes? Why not tell him, do you have a plan? And he just sort of pointed up at a shelf filled with white binders, and he said, look, I'm sure there's something up there somewhere.
We wanted to find out for ourselves, but both the White House and the Department of Energy declined our requests for an on-camera interview. The Department of Homeland Security also refused to speak on camera. Instead, we were given a statement, which reads in part, "To be clear, the Department of Homeland Security has a plan. We, along with the Department of Energy, coordinate national efforts to strengthen the security and resilience of the electric grid. We also work with energy sector partners to promote the security and resilience of the grid through myriad activities both seen and unseen." Next, we reached out to some of the big electric companies. They refused to speak with us as well.
Ted Koppel says the government basically has no plan. Is he right?
No, he's not right.
So we turned to Paul Stockton, a former Defense Department official whose duties included cybersecurity.
The government is building plans very, very quickly now to help manage the consequences of an attack on the grid, but also to make sure that government systems are more resilient against attack.
Are the power companies today prepared to respond to a large-scale cyber attack on the grid?
Power companies today are strengthening their ability to respond to an attack and restore power more quickly.
Still, Stockton admits
their readiness is not where it needs to be, given that the adversary continues to strengthen the sophistication of the weapons that will be used against the United States.
Ironically, it's our less sophisticated electric providers who may have an edge here.
This is the South Canal system.
Take the Delta Montrose Electric Association in southwest Colorado, one of 900 rural power cooperatives in the United States. It serves some 28,000 customers and is far less internet dependent. CEO Jason Bronick.
To what degree do you rely on the internet?
Most of our internet is for non-critical functions.
If somebody hacked into your system, how vulnerable would you be?
All of our systems are put in place and have an extensive amount of backups, and we have manual overrides that would allow us to continue to operate.
Would you consider changing to a system that relies heavily on the internet?
We would not.
Rural co-ops account for just about 12% of America's power distribution, servicing approximately 42 million people in 47 states. None of these co-ops relies on the internet for the distribution of power. But as Koppel sees it, it's too late for utilities elsewhere to follow suit and pull the online plug.
I don't think we're ever going to give up the internet. There are too many advantages to the internet, even if it has the capacity to wreak enormous damage. And all I'm saying is, at least wake up to what its capabilities are.
And since there's no turning back, it's important to think ahead.
So what does the average family actually need to be doing? Do they need to be, as Ted Koppel has done, stocking up on water and freeze-dried food?
I think those are very important measures. Average citizens need to be able to take care of their own families and their own neighborhoods and their own communities, and not assume that Uncle Sam is somehow going to magically bring in the cavalry and rescue them.
In the beginning of the book, before the first page. You said to our grandchildren, you named your 7 grandchildren, and then you said, here's hoping that Opie, meaning you,
that's me,
got it wrong.
Right.
You think you might have gotten it wrong?
Of course. I mean, there's a possibility. Do I believe I got it wrong? No. I spent a year and a half trying to get it right, and unfortunately, I think I did.
Dry spray. I've never used one of these before. That's fun. That is fun.
It's already dry. I dried right away.
It doesn't feel wet at all right now.
No wait time. This is great.
My skin feels loved. It's very soft. There's no white stuff. It does the moisturizing for me.
It's everything I love about Dove. Can I keep it?
All the care of Dove. Now in a dry antiperspirant spray.
You had a long, stressful day, and now you need a little help falling asleep. Time for new Unisom Sleep Minis. The little capsules work fast, so you get a good night's sleep and wake recharged. New Unisom Sleep Minis. A stressful day deserves a restful night.
It's Judgment Day. Backseat chefs peer inside your oven. But you've cleaned off all the baked-on business from meals past with Easy Off. So the only thing they see is that beautiful bird. Go ahead. Let them judge.
You get used to the funk in your man cave. You think it smells fine, but your wife smells this. Luckily for all your hard-to-wash fabrics, there's Febreze Fabric Refresher. It doesn't just mask, it eliminates odors you've gone nose blind to. Use Febreze Fabric Refresher till it's fresh, and try Pluggable Febreze to continuously eliminate odors for up to 45 days of freshness. Pluggable Febreze and Fabric Refresher, 2 more ways to breathe happy.
Mike, Janet, cough if you can hear me.
Don't even think about it. I took Mucinex DM for my phlegmy cough.
Yeah, but what about Mike? He has that dry, scratchy thing going on.
Well, guess what? It works on his cough, too.
What? Stop. Don't pull me. Spoiler alert, she doesn't make it.
Only Mucinex DM relieves both wet and dry coughs for 12 hours with 2 medicines and 1 pill. Start the relief, ditch the misery. Let's end this.
CBSN, the live digital news network from CBS News. Watch live anywhere, anytime. CBSN, CBS News, always on.
Every morning on CBS This Morning.
On Capitol Hill, Congress is considering legislation to protect your right to post negative reviews online. Companies across the country are getting very aggressive, retaliating against customers who complain about their products and services. Weijia Jiang has the story.
Remember, the next time that you agree to a company's terms of service, buried inside those pages and pages of fine print could be what's called a gag clause. It's a paragraph that says the business can make you pay if you post a negative review online, even if it's true.
I stood up and said, I'm tired of this. We need to fix it.
Jen Palmer brought her fight to Capitol Hill Wednesday, more than 6 years after posting this negative review for a Christmas present her husband ordered online but never received.
You know, hey, we had bad customer service, and that's what you do.
The company, a gift store called ClearGear.com, wrote back with a warning.
It said you violated a non-disparagement clause in our terms of service. We're going to fine you $3,500 if you don't take the review down.
Known as a gag clause, ClearGear called it an effort to prevent the publishing of libelous content. Similar language has been slipped into contracts by everyone from travel agents to dentists. The Federal Trade Commission is even taking action against diet pill manufacturer Roca Labs for threatening unsatisfied consumers who posted negative reviews.
This is essentially online bullying. I mean, you're infringing on people's rights, their freedom.
Senator John Thune led a hearing Wednesday where one expert told the panel businesses would be more effective tackling negative feedback head on.
If the company manager, whoever that might be, affirmatively responds to that review and says, we're sorry, or thanks for the review, we're going to try to fix that problem, it actually turns out that that gets them better results with consumers.
Now, senators are considering bipartisan legislation to make these clauses illegal.
The
average person is never going to understand what is being done to them. I think many of them would run in horror.
For the Palmers, what happened was a horror story.
He went for a credit card and got denied. We were delayed on the car loan.
Cleargear reported the fine as a debt, ruining the family's credit until 2014, when a judge ruled in Palmer's favor, awarding a $300,000 settlement.
I hope nobody ever has to go through that nightmare, that nobody has to feel scared, humiliated, and bullied by a business.
Well, California is the only state that has its own laws prohibiting gag clauses, but committees both here in the Senate and in the House are considering bills to ban them nationwide. And in the meantime, the FTC says it is monitoring cases, prepared to step in to help consumers.
The CBS Overnight News. We'll be right back.
Here's breaking news. MyPillow is now the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. And to celebrate, Mike and all the men and women who proudly make MyPillow right here in America are sharing their best offer yet.
For a limited time, when you buy one of my pillows, I'm going to give you the second one absolutely free. That's a savings of 50% on what I guarantee you will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Enter promo code MY37. And Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free.
Try the pillow, you'll like it.
I love snuggling up to bed with my pillow.
My pillow has been a godsend for me, and I love it. It's the perfect pillow.
It really did change my life.
Don't spend one more sleepless night on pillows that simply don't work. Call the number on the screen or go to mypillow.com and get fitted for your very own MyPillow, the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-960-1423. Again, that's 1-800-960-1423.
Forbes says Katy Perry was the highest earning woman in music this year. Between album sales, a world tour, and endorsements, Perry raked in $135 million. Taylor Swift was a distant second, collecting a mere $80 million. Swift is also involved in an ugly legal battle. She had a radio personality fired, claiming he groped her during a photo shoot. He sued her. Now she is suing him back. Vladimir Dutier reports.
Radio personality David Mueller was known to his listeners simply as Jackson, hosting a morning show called Rhino and Jackson. He admits Taylor Swift probably was groped that day, only he wasn't the one responsible.
The bad blood between Taylor Swift and David Mueller just got worse.
So take a look what you've done, 'cause baby, now we got
In her countersuit filed this week, Swift says while posing for a photo during a meet and greet in June 2013, Mueller lifted her skirt and groped her bottom. The encounter left her surprised, upset, offended, and alarmed.
I can make all the tables turn.
Swift is known for using her music to settle scores, and her security later kicked Mueller out of the concert.
'Cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Her management also complained to Mueller's radio station and provided the photo, which has not been released. 2 days later, Mueller was out of a job.
The public's going to be watching this very attentively.
Entertainment lawyer Erin Ehrlich doubts Swift will settle the case. She has already stood up to music industry titans like Apple, Spotify, and Kanye West.
People will file these suits assuming that celebrities would much rather dish out the dough rather than enduring the bad publicity. Mr. Mueller must have been living under a rock for several years if he actually thought that he could bully Taylor Swift.
Mueller sued Swift in September, saying the music megastar's false accusations hindered his ability to be hired for other jobs. He said his boss at the station, program director Eddie Haskell, was the real groper. Mueller claimed Haskell showed him how he had put his arms around her, hands on her bottom. Swift found that preposterous. According to her filing, Ms. Swift knows exactly who committed the assault. It was Mueller, and she is not confused in the slightest about whether her long-term business acquaintance, Mr. Haskell, was the culprit. Swift's attorneys are demanding the case go before a jury.
That legal team very astutely asked for a jury trial. People are just going to be far more inclined to believe her than an obscure radio DJ.
And that is the overnight news for this Friday. For some of you, the news continues. For others, check back with us a little later for the morning news and CBS This Morning. From the Broadcast Center in New York City, I'm Vinita Nair.
CBS News, original reporting.
It's Friday, November 6, 2015. This is the CBS Morning News. Travelers can expect tighter security at U.S. airports today as evidence mounts that a terrorist bomb is what brought down a Russian jetliner in Egypt. Dangerous weather streaks across the south. A twister touches down in Texas while more severe weather soaks the region today. And true identity, how a teenager learned he'd been living under a false name for more than a decade after he was reported missing. Good morning from the Studio 57 newsroom at CBS News headquarters here in New York. Good to be with you. I'm Anne-Marie Green. Well, today the Department of Homeland Security is expected to announce tougher security measures for overseas flights. The extra measures will reportedly involve security checks made at certain foreign airports with direct flights to the U.S. And this comes amid growing suspicion that a bomb caused the crash of a Russian airliner. And it all comes at the start of the busiest travel season of the year. Jonathan Vigliotti is in London. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. There are new reports that earlier this year, a security guard at Sharm el-Sheikh airport allowed at least one tourist to skip security by paying $30. The allegations are further fueling security concerns.
Sources tell CBS News the Department of Homeland Security could unveil plans today to increase security for overseas flights bound for the U.S. The development follows Saturday's plane crash of a Russian airliner in Egypt that killed 224 people. On Thursday, President Obama acknowledged to a radio interviewer a bomb could have brought the plane down.
I think there is a possibility that there was a bomb on board, and we're taking that very seriously.
The flight was traveling from Sharm el-Sheikh to St. Petersburg, Russia, when it broke apart in midair 23 minutes after takeoff. U.S. intelligence sources have suggested ISIS or an affiliate planted a bomb on the flight. Many lawmakers are concerned.
There have been 4 attempts to bring a bomb that goes through a magnetometer into this country, as you know. And so the world is really awash with some very bad doings.
As the investigation unfolds, Sharm el-Sheikh Airport has come under scrutiny amid claims someone at the airport helped get the bomb onto the plane. Out of an abundance of caution, the UK temporarily suspended flights to and from the region Wednesday.
I think it's stupid because it is safe. There's no problem at all.
Many of the tourists left stranded in the resort town are slowly beginning to travel home today.
ISIS has taken responsibility for the crash, but the group hasn't provided any evidence to support that claim. Anne-Marie, Egypt's president, called it propaganda.
Jonathan Vigliotti in London. Thank you, Jonathan. We'll have more on the stepped-up security planned for overseas flights coming up on CBS This Morning. More potentially dangerous wet weather is expected in the southern plains today. Heavy rains and flash flood warnings are posted in the southern plains, particularly across central Texas. Late yesterday, a tornado touched down near Fort Worth, ripping the roof off one building and causing significant damage to others. But so far, no injuries have been reported. Meteorologist Larry Mowry of our Dallas-Fort Worth station, KTVT, is following the storm system.
We'll see showers and thunderstorms rolling through Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Those will fizzle out a little bit during the day, but then we'll see showers and thunderstorms fire up again here across parts of the Virginias and then stretching down towards Alabama and Mississippi.
Earlier, floodwaters invaded streets in Austin. Several drivers had to be rescued. And there will be 2 fewer Republican presidential candidates on the main stage for next week's debate. Fox Business Network announced the lineup for Tuesday night's showdown. 8 contenders, led by frontrunners Donald Trump and Ben Carson, will share the stage. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee are being relegated to the so-called undercard debate because they are getting less than 2.5% support in the polls. Meanwhile, George Pataki and Lindsey Graham are cut out altogether because they are both polling at less than 1%. Trump and Carson appear headed in opposite directions. On Thursday, they were granted Secret Service protection, but this morning, Carson's campaign is defending a now famous story the retired neurosurgeon tells in his book. Don Champion is here in New York with the latest on that. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. In his book titled Gifted Hands, Carson admits that as a teenager, he once tried to stab a friend. He uses the anecdote to illustrate how he became more religious, but now he's changing the details of that story.
Use the true names of people in books, to protect the innocent. That's something that people have done for decades, for centuries.
The turnaround comes after CNN interviewed 9 people who knew Carson as a teen. None of them remembered him as being violent. Carson says it is an attempt to smear his campaign.
I want to point out how silly the CNN investigation is, because when I would have flashes of temper, it would only be the people who were directly involved. It wouldn't be something that everybody else would know.
Carson's closest rival, Donald Trump, commented on Twitter, calling the story either a total fabrication or, if true, even worse. It is the second time this week Carson has been asked about past comments. Earlier, he said he still believes what he said in this 1998 speech, that the pyramids were built to house grain, not entomb Egyptian royalty. In a late-night talk show appearance, Hillary Clinton was asked about Carson's campaign.
This poll, this Quinnipiac University poll that they released today, said that if you ran against him today, he would beat you by 10%.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out.
Well, maybe you should start saying some crazy stuff.
Now, this week, Carson is launching a series of rap music radio ads in early voting states. However, the candidate himself said Thursday he might have taken a different approach. Anne-Marie.
Don Champion here in New York. Thank you, Don. This morning, former members of President George W. Bush's administration are reacting to criticism from Mr. Bush's father. In a soon-to-be-released memoir, a surprisingly candid President George H.W. Bush says what he thinks about his son's presidency. He calls former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld arrogant, and he says Vice President Dick Cheney became very different from the Dick Cheney I knew and worked with. Nancy Cordes has our report.
Cheney laughed off the criticism on Fox.
I've had much worse said about me.
But the first President Bush was even more scathing about Rumsfeld. I don't like what he did, and I think it hurt the president. In a statement, the 83-year-old Rumsfeld lashed back at his 91-year-old critic. Bush 41 is getting up in years and misjudges Bush 43, who I found made his own decisions. Cheney and Rumsfeld were 2 of the biggest proponents of the war in Iraq, a war that marred one son's presidency and hasn't helped another son who now wants the job.
My brother's a big boy.
In New Hampshire, Jeb Bush defended his brother's vice president against his father's broadsides.
As it relates to Dick Cheney, he served my brother well as vice president, and he served my dad extraordinarily well as Secretary of Defense.
And in a statement, George W. Bush called Cheney superb and Rumsfeld effective, a rare public disagreement between father and sons. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, Washington.
The Chicago police superintendent calls the murder of 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee an abhorrent, cowardly crime. Police say Lee was lured into an alley Monday, then deliberately shot and killed, executed as part of a retaliatory gang violence. Police say Lee's father is an active member of one of those gangs, but he is not talking.
We've tried to interview him at least twice. I can't even tell you what he said because he can't say it on TV. But he made it emphatically clear that he's not cooperating with us.
A vigil for Lee was held last night. Lee's father says police aren't asking him questions he knows the answer to. So far, there have been no arrests in the case. And a Pennsylvania police officer who shot and killed an unarmed suspect has been acquitted. Last February, Officer Lisa Merkel tased David Kasich after he fled from a traffic stop. He was lying face down. Merkel screamed at him to keep his hand where she could see them. He did not do that, and she shot him twice. Merkel says that she wished it didn't happen and that she intends to return to police work. Coming up on the morning news now, murder for hire. The Illinois cop who staged his death apparently tried to hire a hitman. And shopping frenzy, fashionistas scoop up the latest discount designer collection at H&M. This is the CBS Morning News.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, isn't it time to let the real you shine through? Introducing Otezla, a Premolast. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. Some people who took Otezla saw 75% clearer skin after 4 months. And Otezla's prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't take Otezla if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Otezla may increase the risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Side effects may include diarrhea, nausea, upper respiratory tract infection, and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ask your doctor about Otezla today. Otezla. Show more of you.
Quilted Northern works so well, people can forget their bathroom experience. But Sir Froggy can never forget. What's worse, he thinks, that my arms can never relax, or my eyes can never look away.
You tuck here, you tuck there. If you're a toe tucker because of toenail fungus, ask your doctor now about prescription keratin. Use daily. Keratin drops may kill the fungus at the site of infection and get to the root of your toe tucking. Keratin may cause irritation at the treated site. Most common side effects include skin peeling, ingrown toenail, redness, itching, and swelling. Tell your doctor if you have any side effect that bothers you or does not go away. Stop toe tucking and get the drop on toenail fungus. Ask your doctor today about keratin.
With flavors that capture the spirit of the holidays, 'tis the season to leave a little room for delight.
Starting in 2016, Guinness will stop using fish bladders to filter its iconic dark stout. Yeah. First of all, there's been fish bladder in my beer this whole time. That's disgusting. And second, why are you taking away my delicious fish bladder?
That's the way I sort of felt. On the CBS Money Watch, Toyota's futuristic vision and H&M's newest high-end clothing collaboration is a hit. Jill Wagner is at the New York Stock Exchange with that and more. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Exxon is denying allegations that it lied to investors about the risks climate change posed to its business. The New York State Attorney General issued a subpoena yesterday following a year-long review of shareholder disclosures. Exxon says for years it provided shareholders with information about the risks of climate change. Stocks on Wall Street are in a holding pattern ahead of today's jobs report. The Dow lost nearly 5 points. The S&P was down 2. The Nasdaq fell 14 points. Toyota says it's investing $1 billion to develop artificial intelligence and robotics. The Japanese automaker is opening research facilities in Silicon Valley and Massachusetts. Toyota says the research will go beyond self-driving cars and involve everyday use, such as robots to aid the elderly or carry heavy objects. If you mix a low-cost retailer with high-end fashion, apparently you create a fashion frenzy. The latest collaboration between H&M and the French fashion house Balmain quickly sold out. Shoppers pushed and shoved as they waited online for hours outside H&M stores. Most of the items on H&M's website sold out as well. The collection ranged from $18 rings to $650 dresses. And the puppet, a powerful squirt gun, and a parlor game are the latest inductees into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Get you all twisted and tangled, it's a Twister.
Twister, where the players are the game, was once too racy for the Sears catalog, but sales soared after Johnny Carson played it on The Tonight Show. Super Soaker, that high-power squirt gun, also made the cut, as did Hand Muppets, which have been around since ancient times. Anne-Marie?
All right, all good choices, I'd say. Jill Wagner at the New York Stock Exchange. Thanks a lot, Jill. Coming up on CBS This Morning, singer Adele debating whether she will stream her highly anticipated new album. And still ahead, high school sexting scandal. Hundreds of people may be involved in a nude photo ring at a Colorado school, and it has police opening a criminal investigation.
Now? Can I at least put my shoes on? If your bladder is calling the shots, you may have a medical condition called overactive bladder, or OAB.
Gotta be kidding me. I've had enough. It's time to talk to the doctor.
Ask your doctor about Mirbetriq to treat the OAB symptoms of urgency, frequency, and leakage. Mirbetriq is the first and only medicine in its class.
Mirbetriq Mirabegron may increase blood pressure. Tell your doctor right away if you have trouble emptying your bladder or have a weak urine stream. Mirbetriq may cause serious allergic reactions. If you experience swelling of the face, lips, throat, or tongue, or difficulty breathing, stop taking Mirbetriq and tell your doctor right away. Mirbetriq may affect or be affected by other medications. Before taking Mirbetriq, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Common side effects include increased blood pressure, common cold symptoms, urinary tract infection, and headache.
Take charge by talking to your doctor about your OAB symptoms and Mirbetriq, and learn about savings at mirbetriq.com.
There are cohabitants, and with that comes compromise. We give them a little extra space, accommodate their schedules, and sometimes we have to forgive. But when it comes to their nutrition, we never compromise. It's why at Petco, we're proud to offer Merrick, a leader in grain-free pet food made from regionally sourced ingredients in Merrick's own Texas kitchen to ensure the highest quality. Because for our best companions, only the best will do. Petco.
All right, everybody, let's get this day started. Let's get the party started. High temp today will be 75 degrees. Hey, it's a Friday. We got to be feeling good about things. Could have a little shower, some cloud cover to start off the day. The clouds will break at times, and that's when I think you could set that record. But clouds come back to finish.
Who flew a gyrocopter through some of the country's most restricted airspace has reached a plea deal. Douglas Hughes is expected to plead guilty to a felony charge later this month. He landed at the U.S. Capitol to protest big money in politics. A sexting investigation at a Colorado high school may involve hundreds of people, and bizarre new details in the case of the Illinois cop who killed himself. Those are some of the headlines on the morning newsstand. The Chicago Tribune reports on an apparent attempt to hire a hitman by a disgraced Illinois police officer who staged his own suicide. Police say Lieutenant Joe Glinowitz tried to set up a meeting with a high-ranking gang member. They say he feared a town official would expose him as an embezzler, and he wanted her gone. A Sacramento Bee reports classes are back in session today at the University of California, Merced, after a student went on a stabbing spree. Police say the attacker was upset about getting kicked out of a study group. Freshman Faisal Muhammad injured 4 people before he was shot dead by campus police Wednesday. Authorities say he planned to handcuff students, spread petroleum jelly on the floor, and ambush police to get their guns.
We found a 2-page handwritten, and I'm going to call it a manifesto, detailing his projected activities pertaining to the day's events.
Investigators have ruled out terrorism. The Colorado Springs Gazette reports several hundred people could be involved in a sexting scandal. Investigators say students shared hundreds of nude photos at Canyon City High School south of Denver. Police opened a criminal investigation. Underage nude photos, even taken consensually, could be considered criminal possession of child pornography. And Car and Driver reports the man who brought us the original Batmobile, George Barris, has passed away after a lengthy illness. The legendary custom car builder helped define California's car culture. He designed dozens of other stunningly crafted automobiles seen in movies and on TV. George Barris was 89 years old. Still ahead, a missing child case is solved 13 years later. The incredible story of a teenager who discovered a family secret. And new revelations about the atmosphere of Mars. NASA's exciting news.
Mastering the art of refinement, one dark chocolate rises above the rest. Lindt Excellence, created by our master chocolatiers. Pure, rich, elegantly thin. Experience excellence with all your senses. From the Lindt Master Chocolatiers.
It's Macy's Super Saturday sale with all-day specials Friday and Saturday. Take 65% off 10 to 14 karat gold earrings. Take 60% off girls' dresses from Rare Edition, Speechless, and more. Designer dress shirts and ties, 50% off. Take 60% off all down comforters. And 30% plus an extra 15% off toasters, toaster ovens, grills, and more. Macy's Super Saturday sale. Plus earn plenty points. Plenty, lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
Welcome to the sleep revolution. All new Emergent Z, a natural way to power down with melatonin plus vitamin C and other antioxidants to work their magic while you sleep. Don't just sleep, revitalize. New Emergent Z, power down to power up.
Approaching Medicare eligibility? Don't put off checking out your Medicare options until 65. Now is a good time to get the ball rolling. Medicare only covers about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is up to you. That's where AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, come in. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, they could help save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Taking informed steps really makes a difference later. That's what it means to go long. Call now and request this free decision guide and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans. All plans like these let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Call now and request your free decision guide and start gathering the information you need to help you go long.
All right, everybody, let's get this day started. Let's get the party started. High temp today will be 75 degrees. Hey, it's a Friday. We got to be feeling good about things. Could have a little shower, some cloud cover to start off the day. The clouds will break at times, and that's when I think you could set that record. But clouds come back to finish.
The Cincinnati Bengals are 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. Tight end Tyler Eifert hauls in a career-high 3 touchdown passes as the Bengals top Cleveland 31-10. Cincinnati is one of 4 undefeated teams still standing. And a boy reported missing 13 years ago in Alabama was found this week living in Cleveland. Police say Julian Hernandez was living with his father under a different name. The now 18-year-old didn't know about his false identity until he applied for college.
When he started the process, that's when things kind of started coming together that wasn't who he was.
A school counselor helped Hernandez uncover his real identity. His father has been arrested. A NASA spacecraft has unraveled a mystery about Mars. Scientists say solar wind is responsible for stripping the red planet of its atmosphere and water. Mars is believed to be, at one point, it was capable of supporting life. This is the CBS Morning News.
Coughing, sniffling, and wishing you could stay in bed all day. When your cold is this bad, you need new Theraflu Express Max. Theraflu Express Max combines maximum strength medicines available without a prescription to fight your worst cold and flu symptoms, so you can feel better fast and get back to the job at hand. New Theraflu Express Max, the power to feel better.
Hey, buddy, you've been a good boy, haven't you?
I'm Keith Hernandez.
I'm Walt Clyde Frazier.
Hold the show.
That gray beard is a no-go.
In 5 easy minutes, but just for men in it.
Here's the kicker, your beard will look thicker.
Guys.
I'm Jeff Devlin, licensed contractor, and I've helped thousands of people with major home improvements. But there's one easy fix that can improve your home and save you money. Go solar with the NRG Home Solar team.
To me, that's like someone just writing you a check every month.
Across the country, electric rates have risen dramatically. But with the NRG Home Solar team, you're protected. Imagine locking in the price of your solar electricity for the next 20 years.
That meter on my solar panels is saying ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Don't take chances with your electricity. NRG Home Solar is part of a Fortune 500 company, so you know they're going to be there for you today and all the years to come. Best of all, it costs nothing to start. Even installation is free. Plus, call now and get 2 months of solar electricity free. Just give them a call and they'll tell you how much you can save. It's free and there is no obligation.
Call 888-938-1133 or visit yournrghomesolar.com to get your free no-obligation quote to find out how much you could save on your electric bill. That's 888-938-1133.
Imagine looking out your airplane window and seeing this. Two daredevils are getting an up-close look at an Emirates airline plane by flying alongside it with the help of jetpacks. It took these flyers and the airline 3 months to come up with this carefully choreographed aerial display. Even more impressive when you factor in whoever's flying alongside them actually shooting that incredible video. A Chicago woman is taking a comic approach to help raise awareness about breast cancer. Adriana Diaz.
CBS News, Chicago.
Pretty remarkable woman. Art lovers went on a buying spree at New York's Sotheby's. The nightclub singer by Pablo Picasso was auctioned for more than $67 million. The seller was William Koch. That's the brother of conservative political donors Charles and David Koch. And Vincent van Gogh's landscape under a stormy sky fetched $54 million. It was painted 2 months before the famous work, The Starry Night. Well, coming up after your local news on CBS This Morning, we'll show you how Google is bringing virtual reality to classrooms. Plus, Bravo's Andy Cohen joins us in the studio with his new book and a preview of a rock and roll memorabilia auction this weekend in Beverly Hills. That is the CBS Morning News for this Friday. Thanks for watching. I'm Anne-Marie Green. Have a great day.
CBSN, the new live digital news network from CBS News. Watch it now on any device. Go to cbsnews.com.
The world's most important newsmakers are on America's most important news broadcasts. Starting tomorrow with CBS This Morning.
Derek Carr drives Oakland into Pittsburgh. Then Peyton heads back to Indy where the undefeated Broncos battle the Colts. A spectacular doubleheader day, Sunday on CBS.
Taya Leone as Madam Secretary. New episode CBS Sunday after 60 Minutes.
Diamonds, the jewelry factory has thousands of GIA diamonds guaranteed the lowest price. Certified 2-carat solitaires, $59.90. 2-carat rings and studs are $39.90. And certified 3-carat rings, $7,900. Plus no interest for 12 months. The Jewelry Factory in Hackensack.
Are you happy with your bathroom? I wasn't, until I learned about Bathfitter. Bathfitter puts a new bathtub right over your old one. Isn't that amazing? Bathfitter will measure, custom make, and install right over your existing tub. And only Bathfitter has seamless walls, which guarantees a watertight fit. Plus, they do it all in just one day. I know because I did it.
Save 50% on all acrylic accessories. This is a special limited time TV offer, so call 877-798-BATH now.
Every sip, the taste uniquely Dunkin'. Each cup, uniquely you. Brewed fresh because it's not just any coffee, it's your coffee. Your Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Live from Studio 46, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.